Hey guys, I've been watching Sammy the Bull Gravano's YouTube channel, and he tells these really neat, well, I don't know if they're neat, but they're riveting stories about his life in the mob. He was an underboss to John Gotti. In fact, he turned on John Gotti, and he's got these stories that are just riveting, and he's found a niche. He's making a lot of money on YouTube. He's getting 500,000 views and thousands of comments, and they want more and more because they're pretty tough stories, life and death. So I thought, well, do I have any stories like that? And maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I'll start with this one. And I got to go quick because I don't know how much memory I have. So it's 1985. I'm living in Arcadia in an apartment up there. I was saving up to buy a house. I had a job in LA, and I needed to get closer, but I was playing a lot of basketball in El Monte at a gym there, and I didn't want to live in El Monte. So I found a room with a lady up in Arcadia, and so it's up there on Baldwin and Fairview. It's about, I don't know, half a mile up there. And so it's 1985, and I needed to get my tires changed on my Volkswagen, and there's a tire place right over there. This is off Baldwin and Naomi. So I took my Volkswagen there to get the tires changed, and I figured I'll just walk back to the apartment and wait till they call me. So as I was walking back to the apartment, I remember I stopped and got some money at this bank to the automated teller, and then of course I've gone through this many times because you'll see why. So I remember it very well. I remember all the details. And there was a house right here, right on this lot. It's no longer here. And I remember I looked at it, and I noticed it because it was kind of by itself. This street has a lot of apartments. There were apartments back then, and units and things. And so I noticed this house, and I just looked at it and thought, it was an old house, stood out by itself. And so I noticed it for some reason, and then kept walking. Well, make a long story short, if you Google the name Patty Elaine Higgins, I think that's what her name was, and she lived in that house, and she was a young special needs teacher who had just moved out here from the East Coast. And sadly, very sadly, she was brutally murdered by Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, who was scaring everybody in Southern California. And that house was right here. And when it was in the newspaper within a day or so, of course, I was living here, and we were just shocked. I was shocked because I just looked at that house. I mean, what are the odds of that? They have to be astronomical to think that you would actually stop and look at a house, and then I'd say it was within a month, the woman that was living there was murdered. And so it's a very sad thing that happened. He was an evil person. And I remember the lady that I lived with, her name was Elizabeth, and I remember her telling me, "Man, I'm glad you live here, because this is scary." I said, I remember telling her, "You don't have anything to worry about. This punk, this guy's a coward. He kills the man first, and then he, proceeds to rape and beat and kill the woman, and he even attacked children too. He was a bad guy, real bad. Devil. He worshipped Satan. He lived at the Hotel Cecil in LA, which I used to pass by all the time coming back to from work. But yeah, I was working at CalFed at the time, and I was working with a big underwriter in the back. We had an office in the back. He underwrote major loans. He went to UCLA, and I did the government loans. And so we talked back there, and when this was all going on, and he was killing everybody every night. And I remember him saying, "I notice he doesn't come into the hood." And I said, "Yeah, you're right, because he's a coward." And he was. So I wasn't scared. A lot of people were scared. I mean, you look behind your back, but yeah, it's just sad what happened here. She was a special needs teacher, which are special people. Like nurses and teachers, special needs especially. So I hope she's in heaven. I hope I meet her someday, tell her how sorry I was what happened to her. It's just, that's life, that's this earth, right? It's so full of evil that it's just a bad place full of sin. But thankfully there's Christ. So that's my story. Doesn't match Sammy the Bull Gravano's. Maybe I'll have some more. I do have other ones. Found a dead body one time, a guy that had been murdered. I got some morbid stories. We were riding motorcycles in Rolling Heights. I'll tell that another time. Okay, thanks for watching.